It's finally looking like Kevin Feige is going to turn in his Avengers ID card and step down as president of Marvel Studios. But what does this change look like for future projects, and who does he plan on passing the shield to? And today we're going to explore that in this video. But before I get into it, please guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell up top so you get notified of the latest and greatest videos. Now, there have been a lot of rumors and articles going around about the heads of Marvel Studios and Lucasfilm stepping down. Now, as many of you guys already know, Disney does own Marvel and Lucasfilm. I mean, in the last 10 years, they have just been on a monopoly tear, literally buying everything on the corner of the board. And it's not clear whether they're giving them the axe or they're just making a regime change. But as most Marvel and Star Wars fans know, the two heads of these companies are Kevin Feige and Kathleen Kennedy. And with reports that Kevin Feige is stepping down from his position, it's kind of got the fans a little bit divided. Because unlike Kathleen Kennedy, where most fans are ready to hang her out to dry because she has single-handedly destroyed the Star Wars franchise, Kevin Feige is getting a little bit of a mixed review. Because yes, his last couple phases in Marvel have been pretty bad, but it doesn't take away the fact that this man single-handedly revolutionized comic book movies. Because Kevin Feige has been with Marvel for an insane amount of time, and he's a pioneer when it comes to the comic book movie genre. And I mean, I'm talking 20 plus years. He even worked on the very first X-Men film that released in 2000. But of course, he is most well known for starting up the MCU with Iron Man 1 and giving fans the much beloved Infinity Sagas, even though some of those movies in there were a bit of a hit or a miss. But the same can definitely not be said about the multiverse saga. It's safe to say that most of these movies and TV shows have been a big pile of comic book trash. And I can't help but wonder if this is the reason why Disney might be giving him the axe, or if he's just stepping down because he wants to see new blood take his place. But even though he is set to retire, there are a couple things that he wants to see done in Marvel before he leaves. And one of the big, most important things is to introduce the X-Men into the MCU, which I know a lot of you guys who are caught up on the movies have been noticing that he's been dropping subtle hints in his latest project. Like Captain America Brave New World, where he introduced adamantium to the MCU. He's gonna have his work come full circle. The X-Men was the first film that he worked on over at Marvel Studios, so it's only fitting that he introduces them back into his latest project. Now, where he's gonna end up after the MCU is the reason why I mentioned Kathleen Kennedy in this video, because reports of her stepping down as head of Lucasfilms has been circulating for a while now, and the person that they have rumored to replace her is, you guessed it, Kevin Feige. And that would make sense for Disney to do this because it's gonna kill two birds with one stone. It's gonna create buzz and hype surrounding the new Lucasfilms projects, while also giving Lucasfilms and Star Wars a whole new fan base. Because Kevin Feige, like him or hate him, is still held within high regard amongst comic book fans. I think what Disney is hoping to do is repair some of the damage that was done to Lucasfilms by Kathleen Kennedy. And this, business-wise, is a perfect way to do it. Because when it comes to earning power, Kevin Feige is like the Pablo Escobar over at Disney. He has made them a lot of money. I mean, his combined box office total is $31 billion. So what they're hoping he can do is Salt Bay up some of that absolute dumpster fire mess over at Lucasfilms. Now, as a lot of you guys already know, Kevin Feige did bring back the Russo brothers to direct Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. But rumors are buzzing around that he does plan on keeping them on board even after he leaves. Now, once again, this does make sense because they are responsible for giving us 4 of the most successful MCU movies of all time. But not only that, Avengers Secret Wars is planned on giving us a soft reboot of the MCU. And this to me is going to be a way for them to stitch all of the universes together. This will give Kevin Feige the ideal universe that he's always wanted: the Avengers, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and whoever else, all together in one congruent universe. So it sounds like to me that Kevin Feige is just doing whatever he can to show the project that he came into Marvel with the most respect. Because so far, Kevin Feige has a lot of time in the game. He's given over 20 years to Marvel, which to me really shows his dedication and loyalty to comic books, even though we haven't always seen it in his latest projects. Now, I kind of have mixed feelings when it comes to this whole situation, because it would be unfair to me to say that Kevin Feige needs to retire just because he's had a lot of missteps in the MCU as of late. Because his body of work in total has been just filled with blockbuster hits and phenomenal times at the movies. And what I think what happened at Marvel was he just went outside and got influenced. Because a lot of times what we see with these big companies is that when you get to a certain level of success, they start trying to just change up the formula. And I think they were experimenting with the multiverse saga, which resulted in a massive failure and a decline in views in the MCU. And it just caused fans, myself included, to lose a lot of trust in Kevin Feige. But I would have to say, I really don't want to see him retire. I think that the information and what he's done for comic books is completely priceless when it comes to Marvel Studios. I just want to see him go back to what got him this far in the first place. Kind of like when people say they miss the old Kanye. I want him to slow back on the project, start releasing one movie at a time, and completely axe the TV shows because they're unwanted and they're unnecessary. I really want the same thing that a lot of people want, which is the old MCU back. I really don't believe getting rid of Kevin is the answer, or in fact a good idea when you you look at his whole catalog of work that he's done at Marvel Studios. But like I said before, all these are just rumors, and we won't really know what's going to happen until he wraps up this segment of Marvel, which I believe the last movie that introduces the X-Men is going to be in 2027, but don't quote me on that. But also, I really want to know what you guys think. Do you think that Kevin Feige leaving is a good thing? Or do you guys think that this might actually be the final nail in the coffin for Marvel Studios? But y'all, go ahead and let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Also, please don't forget to like and comment and subscribe and hit that bell up top so you can notify the latest and greatest videos. Until next time, my fellow Avengers, peace.